Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martins here with your outlook for January 9th, 2017. For your Monday, we're going to have a system moving off well to our north that will produce nothing more than a few clouds. So you'll have some mostly cloudy periods today, especially for our far north or northwestern areas, but no precipitation is expected with it. It will remain cold today. And not expecting any precipitation with it, luckily, but we do have temperatures that are going to be stuck in the 20s in many locations today, most locations actually, and those temperatures tonight will not drop off as much as they did last night, but still remaining cold overnight. Next system coming in is going to be coming in from the west. This is going to be initially along a warm front that's going to be pressing through. I do think you have the opportunity for some snow showers to come in early, and I'll show you this breakdown a little bit better here. This is the GFS, which really doesn't do it justice, but you have a very strong low pressure moving up way to the west in the western Great Lakes. There's actually a warm front associated with this like this. So out ahead of this, initially, you're going to have a little bit of light snow moving out ahead of it just early on. And then once we move a little bit past that and the warm front starts moving through, warm front at this point now is like this. So you're going to have along and ahead of it, you're going to have some sleet, freezing rain that's going to contend with, we think, as we get into Wednesday evening. And that is going to go over to just plain showers, we think, after midnight in most places. Usual colder spots might be holding on to some of that precipitation, frozen precipitation longer. Let's go over the NAM high-res future simulated radar. Just going to show you what we're looking at here. This is, we're starting this off at 7 a.m. on Tuesday. Okay, take us a little bit further from this point, and here's 10 a.m. I do think initially you're going to have this band that's going to come through here. This little band right here that's going to come through. It's going to bring in some snow. You get a quick coating to an inch or something like that from that. So that moves out of here. Just a quick band ahead of that warm front. Okay, that moves through. And then you get a little bit of a break, and then you have another round that's going to come in here during the mid to late afternoon hours. Now, here's your 32-degree line. This is the problem. The 32-degree line is right here. Okay, so anything north of here, up here, is all. If anything's falling here, this is in the form of frozen precipitation. This is not rain. It might be falling as rain, but it's certainly freezing if it is. So we have these areas down here, probably all freezing rain here at this point. Anything over here is probably a mixture of sleet, freezing rain up in this area. Let me get rid of this. I've got too much going on here. You got sleet, freezing rain probably going on up in this area. Far north, you got a mixture of snow, sleet, freezing rain. So you're going to have a bunch of different things going on. This is 4 p.m. on Tuesday we're looking at right here. And then when we get to the next frame, 7 p.m., very concentrated area of freezing rain. You can see that depicted here by these purples. The simulated radar started to pick it up. But even again, 7 p.m., this entire area here is below freezing north of that. So that whole area here is below freezing. This is all freezing rain for most people at this point. Might have some snow hanging on to the far north. If I had to draw a map right now, this is going to be difficult to do, but if I had to draw a map right now, I'd say your best chance for accumulating snow is probably up in here in this point, as far as probably like a 1 to 3 inch type deal. Further east here, it's going to be more of an icing concern down here, but we'll get some minor accumulations, especially of snow, especially early in the morning when that first initial wave goes through, or first band goes through. So we'll do a map today, and we'll release it to the public. And once we see what's going on, this is going to be just a one map deal, and that's it, just because it's not a big storm. We're just expecting some minor accumulations of icing and snow, so no first and final call, just a one map deal tonight. Looks like this evening we'll put out. Then we get to 10 p.m. here. I know we jump around there, but that last one was 7 p.m. Anywhere up to this point northward is now freezing. So you see that warm air is starting to come in from the south, changing us over to rain down here in this area. And that's going to continue as we get into late evening. Finally, we get to 1 o'clock in the morning. This is all rain down here. Just a few spots up here in the far north up here, where across northeastern Pennsylvania are now below freezing. This area up here is now all freezing. Everywhere else is above, and anything that's falling at that point would be in the form of rain. One more vantage point. This is looking at the NAM 12 kilometer, and again, you can see this is not colored in blue, but it is blue, trust me. This is a first wave of band of snow going through the region. You can see that going through, and this is going between Looks like between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. here on Tuesday is when that first wave goes through. Then the next thing the next thing that comes in is all in the form of frozen precipitation, like the 4-kilometer dam. You can see the temperatures that are below freezing are pretty far south. So anything that's falling in here is frozen in some form or another. Again, we're going to have that broken down for you in map form, probably over 2 maps if needed, if we have to do that. But then once this does change over to rain, this ends early here on Wednesday morning and moves out. Another opportunity for some showers overnight, some light showers Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. Okay, it's probably mostly cloudy most of this week here. Another system cutting up to the west here. And there's a frontal boundary up here that's going to start pushing down to the south. This is very critical to our forecast later this week, this frontal boundary, where it sets up and what it does. Okay, this area low pressure in association with it. Here's your frontal boundary right here. And here's the area low pressure moving off slowly to the southeast. This will have a few showers along it on Friday, and you can see that here. Here's later Friday, and there's showers moving through it. Okay. Now what this boundary does is it moves to the south, but it doesn't go too far south. Somewhere down here, it's going to stall. Question is if it's going to stall here, over top of the region, or up to the north. We don't know that yet. We don't know where where exactly it's going to stall, and that's going to be critical to this forecast because you see this high pressure sitting up here, very strong high pressure, over 1,050 millibars. Okay, so that's a very strong area low pressure. 1,051 is what it's showing here. Well, if you have an area high pressure that's strong, area low pressure or overrun, you have overrunning along the boundary. You have this. I'm trying to draw a front here. It's going to create cold air damming here, that any precipitation running into this, any overrunning precipitation with that southwest flow, this is what's known as a southwest flow event. Okay, any precipitation running, overriding that boundary into the colder air will fall in the form of snow and or freezing rain. Snow, sleet, freezing rain. Okay, now the GFS projection of this system right now is favoring snow, and you can see that here. Now, again, this is all going to be determined on where that boundary sets up. Here's your warm front in this situation. Little area low pressure riding that boundary here, enhancing that rain, snow, sleet. You can see all the freezing rain back here, though. There's a lot of freezing rain right along where that boundary is, and that will occur. But we don't know where that boundary is going to be yet. Just because the GFS thinks it's going to be here, other models think that's going to be draped over Pennsylvania like this. So you have snow up here, and rain to the south. So there's a lot of different scenarios with this. This is far from decided. This is next weekend we're talking about. We have a lot of time to play with this. First thing I would do, though, is get a handle on what's going on on Tuesday with that snow, sleet, freezing rain. Not a lot here. It doesn't look like a big deal before it goes over to rain, but we will have some minor accumulations of snow and also some icing that will actually affect our evening rush on Tuesday. So that's going to be a big deal for that time frame, just because of the time it's falling. That's a bad time for any kind of freezing rain during the rush hour during the evening. Of course, we'll update this again when we get more information this evening with the first and final call for Tuesday. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martins. That is your outlook for January 9th, 2017. Have a great Monday.